Hey guys, it's James from Xbox Racing Pro, and today we're going to review the Fanatec CSL Elite bundle for Xbox One. The Fanatec CSL Elite bundle is the first mid-price steering wheel option for the Xbox One. It comes with the CSL Elite wheelbase, the P1 steering wheel rim, and a 3-pedal set with a load cell brake, which I don't have on the table here because I currently have them hooked up to my racing rig. So here's what we're going to do today. First, I'm going to go over the key features of each one of these pieces. Then I'm going to do a little racing, test it out, and then I'll give you an idea of how each piece performs with some of my thoughts and feelings. We'll go over the pros and cons, I'll do some comparisons to other Xbox One racing wheels on the market, and then we'll wrap things up. Alright, so let's talk some of the standout features of this wheelbase. It has 1080 degrees of rotation, the force feedback is driven by a single belt drive, and the motor is brushless. There is a quick release system so you can change out the wheel rim for other rims on the Fanatec website. You can store up to 5 custom settings in the wheelbase so you can save your settings for different games. There are multiple ports on the back so you can hook up 2 shifters, a handbrake, and of course your pedals. And then there are 3 pre-drilled holes for mounting so you can hard mount this wheel, but it also comes with a table clamp so you have that option as well. Let's talk P1 steering wheel rim. It's a 30-centimeter rim with the actual rim itself being made of like a rubber texturized material. The center of the wheel is a black metal. It's got lots of buttons on it, including your Xbox power button. You've got a traditional gamepad layout with your A, B, X, and Y buttons all being labeled on there. There is an LED display at the top of the rim so you can actually see what settings you're changing to while you're racing. And then there's also an analog D-pad stick. Let's move on to the pedals. And I don't have them out here on the table because I currently have them mounted to my rig. The pedals are made of all metal. Each pedal has their own unique resistance. So for example, the throttle goes down a little bit easier than the clutch. One of the features of the load cell brake is it comes with these elastomer spacers for 4 different weights, and you can mix and match them and change the feel of how much pressure you want to put on that load cell brake. The pedals also feature a modular design, so you can move the brake pedal closer to your throttle, or you can move it closer to your clutch and really customize it how you want it. So if you guys are ready, let's move into some racing and see how this thing actually performs. First, let me say, wow, that was a lot of fun. Overall, it delivered a really nice driving experience, and it was pretty immersive. The thing that stood out to me the most was how good and how smooth the force feedback is. I would rate it an 8 out of 10 for mid-price racing wheels. That's best in class in my opinion. The one thing that I thought it kind of lacked was a nice auto-centering mechanism. At least on the Xbox One, I found myself guiding the wheel back towards center a little bit through like long sweeping turns. If you're racing on a PC, that's probably not so much of a concern because you can adjust that in the tuning menu. But on the Xbox, we don't have those options, and it just doesn't auto-center as I expected. The other thing the wheel didn't really have was a really good vibration engine. I was getting some vibration, it's just not what I expected from a Fanatec wheel. I thought one of the coolest features of the wheel was the ability to change your settings in the middle of a race. So like on F1 2016, I was going down a long straightaway and kind of using that time to dial down my force feedback or increase my brake force. It was really easy to do, and it was awesome being able to see what settings I had on the LED display. Overall, I don't really love the wheel rim. It was kind of making my hands kind of sweaty. I guess that's kind of to be expected for a wheel rim at this price point. One issue I did have when I first hooked up the wheel rim to the wheelbase via the Fanatec quick release system was my wheel rim didn't get any power, and I had to tighten up the 5 screws on the front of the wheel rim in order to get power to it. Now, I spoke to Fanatec about it, and they said that is an issue that's already been solved in the production models, and I had received a pre-production model which had some different design elements inside. So the pedals are the shining star of this whole setup. With each pedal having its own unique resistance, it was really immersive racing. My left leg was getting a little bit tired from shifting down on the clutch because I'm just not used to having a clutch that offers resistance. It was really nice. Another cool thing was that at one point I really wasn't feeling the weight of the brake pedal. So I just had to go back to the brake pedal, pop the load cell off, change out the elastomer spacers, and boom, I tightened it up a little, and it was awesome. It took about 30 seconds, and I didn't even have to dismount it from my rig. I was pretty impressed. Now, I haven't moved around my brake pedal yet, but I think in the future what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my brake pedal closer to my throttle pedal so I can do some better heel-toe technique. That is a pretty cool feature. I'm really impressed with these pedals. Alright, so that's kind of some performance stuff. Now let's talk some pros and cons. Number one, it has smooth and strong force feedback, best in class among mid-priced racing wheels. Number two, you can change out the wheel rim, so you can go to the Fanatec website and get any other Fanatec wheel rim and put it on here via the quick release system. Number three, I think this wheel is priced really well to the market, and what they're offering here is fair to the price. Number four, I love the pedals. This is the only pedal set that comes standard with a load cell brake, and it's pretty awesome that each pedal has their own resistance. Now let's talk about a few of the things that I didn't like so much. Most of my issues with this bundle are around the P1 steering wheel rim, but of course that's not a big deal because you can change this wheel rim out. But let me give you my thoughts. So overall, I kind of felt like my hands got sweaty after racing for like an hour. It was the material on here. It's just not as nice as a leather or suede that you're of course going to get at a higher price point. The button layout, I didn't love. I kind of felt like, although it had that nice gamepad style layout over here, I felt like for most racing games, your B button is your handbrake, and I kind of like it a little higher on a rim, so while I'm steering, it's easier to get to that B button. I kind of had to go shift my hand down to get to the handbrake to access it. The quick release system is a little more simplified than the ClubSport V2, and I didn't find it very quick to put on my wheel rim, and it required quite a bit of force to get it on. I also, on the Xbox, didn't love the auto centering, but that shouldn't be such an issue if you're racing on PC. So you're probably wondering, how does the CSL Elite compare to other racing wheels? Well, if I was to compare it to the Fanatec ClubSport V2 wheelbase, this wheelbase provides about 80% of the force feedback as the V2. Now that's pretty good considering this costs significantly less. There is a stronger force feedback here than the Thrustmaster TX and Logitech G920, although this package does cost a little more than those base packages. This also comes with a 30 centimeter rim standard, whereas like the Thrustmaster TX and Logitech G920, those come with standard 28 centimeter rims. So you're getting a 2 centimeter bigger rim diameter here, which is pretty cool. And then of course you can add on shifters and upgrade your pedals. Really though, about the pedals, this is the nicest pedal set amongst mid-price racing wheels available. No other brand has a pedal set with a load cell brake that comes standard. Alright, so let's wrap things up. Overall, this bundle delivers a really nice driving experience on the Xbox One and the PC. You can buy each piece individually, so you can get the wheel rim for $140, the wheel base for $300, and the pedal set with the load cell brake for $200 over at the Fanatec website. But they also have it as a nice bundled package together for $640, which also comes with a Setta Corsa for the Xbox One. So that's pretty cool. If you've been dying to get your hands on a Fanatec wheel and were waiting for something more affordable, this is probably it. This is for you. This is the Fanatec wheel you've been waiting for. Finally, a mid-priced wheel for the Xbox One owners. I'd like to thank Julian over at Fanatec for sending this over to me, giving me a chance to test it out. If you like this video, please click like. And if you want to know more information about Xbox racing, you can of course subscribe here to my YouTube channel or check me out at my website at xboxracingpro.com. I'll see you next time.